Hello and welcome to my Fortnite Season Tier List. Just to quickly show, this will be on every single season apart from the new one because I've played every single one of them, so yeah. So we're ranking them off of if they're anywhere in these categories like peak, amazing, good, okay, bad, awful, and of course wild is the worst one. So yeah, let's begin with the start of it. So Chapter 1 Season 1 was a starting point, so I could probably put it okay just for now because like it obviously began Fortnite and how I actually played it, but I would say it was a decent. It was a decent season, but would I say it's the better one compared to any of these? No. Chapter 1 Season 2 is kind of in the same boat. There wasn't really much of a change. It was just the Battle Pass was introduced and also a couple of little changes. Realistically, it's where Season 3 kind of improves on it, but yeah, I'd say Season 2 is okay as well. Season 3, of course, good. It was the first one I actually got a Battle Pass on, as well as the fact that it's the first one I ever actually took that seriously. Like, I would say this was probably one of the better seasons around that time. I really enjoyed it, and yeah. Season 4 was a really good season. Introduced a lot of stuff that I really liked, like it basically shaped how Fortnite would end up going as the thing every single time. But yeah, it kind of went that way ever since. So yeah, Chapter 1 Season 5 is also amazing. It was a really good season. I liked the map changes. I liked everything about it. It was a really good season. Chapter 1 Season 6 is good. I wouldn't say it's great. I would say it was a bit of a downgrade from Season 5, but yeah, I mean, I'll give it props because it did introduce my favourite back bling ever. Yeah, Season 7. Now, I'm going to not try to be biased because this Battle Pass included my favourite skin of all time, but at the time I did really like the season. It was a decent season. I liked the map changes, I liked all of the stuff. I liked the planes, surprisingly enough. Like, I did like them as long as it wasn't really, like, I didn't really have a problem with them at the time. And yeah, I kind of liked it. It was a decent season. Season 8 is, in my opinion, kind of weak. It did introduce the 4 lava mode and also a decent amount of map changes that I enjoyed, but I wouldn't say it was great. Actually, no, I'm being a bit harsh. That it's not that bad. It's a decent season. Season 9 was kind of forgettable. I mean, I wouldn't say it was that bad. I kind of did like a bit of it. Like, I did like the map changes. I did like the actual like slipstreams. Those were decent. But I wouldn't say it was great, especially Battle Pass wise. Season X. Oh boy, that was a bit of a weird one. But yeah, I'd say it was a decent one. It was okay. Alright, now we're into chapter 2. This is going to be a very, very weird one. So chapter 2 season 1, we're starting off not great. I would say it was great at the start because of the entire map being changed, and I actually had a lot of hype for it. However, the season is the longest season for a reason, and it's because they felt like it's because they had to switch it. But I would say it was really, really boring after a while. They barely did anything with it. It was improved the next season, but I will get to that. But I wouldn't say it was that great of a start after a while. Chapter 2, Season 2 is a peak season. I really enjoyed it. The LTMs, the map changes, the actual battle pass, it was all really, really good. I would really say it was one of the better seasons in Chapter 2. However, there is one season that can compete with it, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Season 3 is kind of that season that's like stuck in between. And to be fair, it's technically the longest season considering it's the only one still available to play if you have an iPhone or a Mac. But yeah, I would say it was good. It actually had a decent battle pass, had a decent map change. I feel like it was just a bit of an actual. Yeah, I'd say maybe it deserves being here. Season 4. Now, considering we're about to get a Marvel season again, I would say this is this is very much a convenient timing to adventure. But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. Would I say it was the best? Close. But I would say it was a really good season, really good battle pass, really good map changes, really good everything about it. The live event was amazing. I forgot to mention, this also includes the live events for Chapter 2 Season 2, which I'd say are actually really good. Both of these had amazing like live events, both of these had like amazing all around. Like realistically, I would say it was great. Chapter Season 5, it had a ton of collabs, a ton of map changes that I would say were kind of... Yeah, Chapter 2 was weak on map changes after a while. Like, it just kind of didn't make sense. Chapter 2 Season 5 had the collabs going for it, though, so I'll say it's good. Chapter 2 Season 6 is awful. I hated the gunplay in this season. They really messed it up. The fact that I had to go literally mechanical for every single gun because every single primal or makeshift weapon was awful. Only primal one I would go for was the primal flame bolt because it was actually decent. But no, that season was awful. I wouldn't say it was a good season at all. Was the battle pass okay? Maybe, but I wouldn't say it was good. Chapter 2 Season 7 was okay. I wouldn't say it was that mind-blowing, to be fair. I mean, I don't really have... this is the only battle pass I can say I don't really have a favourite skin from, which is kind of awkward considering I've had one for every single season. But I wouldn't say it was that great. The live event does kind of make up for it, but I wouldn't say it was the greatest. Chapter 2 Season 8, decent battle pass, decent map. Actually, no, the map changes are awful, actually, now that I think about it. But I would say it was pretty good. And the event at the end was amazing. It actually gave me some hope for Chapter 3, which I can't say for Chapter 4, but we'll get back to that. Chapter 3, Season 1 wasn't... I'd say it was good. It was good. I actually really enjoyed the season at first. It's just the same problem with the starter chapters. It always ends up getting boring after a while. Which, considering the battle pass had like maybe one skin I actually wanted, which was Spider-Man, because of course it was. And yeah, I would say realistically, Chapter 3 had a lot of promise, but at the end of it, it didn't really make it up for it. Chapter 3 Season 2, I'd say was better. It just has the live event aspect. It has an actual storyline going on. It actually made me enjoy it. It was kind of sad they kind of dropped the storyline after this point, just because Donald Mustard left, but yeah, that season was great. Chapter 3, Season 3. Oh, vibin' was... It was awful. I would say it was very much not good. At all. Like, realistically, it was really, really, really boring. I didn't... Like, this is a problem with Season 3s now. They end up just being really boring since this point. Like, kind of gives you a point of aspect of the next two, but... Yeah, there was kind of... It's kind of boring, to be honest. It was also a really mediocre battle pass, to be honest. I wouldn't say it was that great. Chapter 3, Season 4. It's got a good battle pass, but everything else about it wasn't great. Like, the gunplay was at least better than this abomination, but actually no, just for context, I'm putting this up here, and I'm just moving that there. But yeah, I would say the gunplay was definitely better than this, but it was so much worse with the fact that this season has the worst event ever made. If you know what Fracture is like, you know it was awful. But yeah, I would say realistically it was not that great. I wouldn't say it was that great. The battle pass was kind of just the actual season changes, it wasn't great. Chapter 4 Season 1. It was kind of mid. It wasn't great. It was good on the aspect of it's the start of a new season, and I very much do enjoy the map for like 5 minutes, and then I get bored because they don't do much for the first few while. Like, it had decent locations, it had a decent layout, but I wouldn't say the map was that great compared to the previous two, and in my opinion, I wouldn't say the battle pass was that great. They did improve on the battle passes in the next... No, they actually didn't, actually, when I think about it. But would I say it's that bad? No, it was not as bad as these four. Alright. Now we get to Chapter 4 Season 2, Mega, which, when I'm going to be honest, I'm putting it in good. It's not... It was really good for the map changes. Like, the actual movability and the actual location, it was great. The only thing I didn't like is the fact that they got rid of the bowling alley from Chapter 4 Season 1. But, to be fair, what I was expecting. But, yeah, I would say Chapter 4 Season 2 was pretty good. Oh boy! Welcome to Chapter 4 Season 3, Wild. Where is this going? Here. This is the worst season ever. They barely had any battle pass. They barely had a good battle pass. The only things that they had really going for it was Optimus Prime and maybe another skin, but that's really it. They very much screwed up the place. The map changes were awful. They changed the entire map just to try and accommodate for it. They probably chose some of the worst guns to put in the game at the time, and realistically, the only thing I actually played the game for was the fact I got they actually got 2 Fortnite skins I wanted. That was it. That's what do you expect? This is the worst season in the entire game, and I will never say that about another season unless it definitely does. But Chapter for Season 4. This was boring. This was good for a week, but it got boring after a while. I would say it was. The Battle Pass was nothing to write home about. It was really generic. I did like some of the weapons that they added, but apart from that, this is not the greatest season, I would say. I mean, it was... And also, Fortnite Mirrors was really boring. Like, you messed up Fortnite Mirrors. How do you actually mess it up? Actually, no, I say that while this one I forgot to mention. Fortnite Mirrors for this was also bad. Alright. Fortnite OG. I'm going to probably get some flack for this. But this season was amazing. I would actually say, realistically, this was the most fun I've had in Fortnite in a long time. Especially considering that this season was probably... It was so fun for all right. Like, all my friends came back to play with it. I actually had a fun time playing the game for once. Like, maybe I wish there wasn't as many sweaty people as there are now, but what can you do? It's Fortnite OG. I missed the old map. I actually like the Battle Pass. It was a really good... It was a really good season. I would say it was really good. Chapter 5 Season 1. A full-on letdown. This was a full-on letdown. I don't know how you can mess it up. Like, the Battle Pass is good. That's all I can say. The map is just... it was not great. And realistically, what were they doing? Like, how do you expect? Like, I don't know how you go from the peak of Fortnite OG to whatever Chapter 5 Season 1 was. But yeah, I did not enjoy this season, and at this point, I kind of wish Chapter 5 was far better than it is. Chapter 5 Season 2 kind of improves on it a little bit. I mean, it was a decent season. I would say it was pretty decent. I wouldn't say it was that great. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it, but it was kind of a letdown. And then we're back. Now we've made it to Chapter 5 Season 3, Wrecked. This thing can go in the awful tier and stay there. This season has been awful. I may have reviewed it positively when I released the video, but probably no one's seen that video, so no one will really know. But I did review it positively. This season has managed to go from being a decent season to being one of the worst in history. And I wouldn't say that any worse. This season really, really was a real letdown. I don't know how this is the situation. Like, at this point, the fact that, realistically, the only way you could play this game now is literally going into cars and hoping you just win. Which most of the time, I've tried doing that. When it never happens to work most of the time. Like, I've got a decent amount of wins in it. But considering that the meta at this point is literally, you have a car or you're dead. Because I have literally tried, like, I literally tried getting a win a few days ago. Literally using Nitrofest to a guy in the car. Guess what happened? The car was on literally one punch away, and then the guy decided to laser me. With a car. Because of course he can. because that's how, of course, the game works now. I am sick of this season. I'm glad it's over. And now, what do I think this season's gonna go? I think I think it might be good. I'm hoping, at least. This really depends on if the actual game really ends up being that good for this season. But we'll have to see. Anyway, that's the tier list. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.